Super Time Force is kind of like Three Men and a Baby, only instead of Ted Danson, Tom Selleck, and Steve Guttenberg, it's Contra, Braid, and Super Meat Boy. The basic concept here is that you play as the Super Time Force, an elite group of time-traveling commandos who are sent to various time periods under the command of the vaguely insane Colonel Rapitsky. The time-traveling mechanic is somewhat similar to Braid in that you can rewind time whenever you want. Here, when you've rewound to the desired time, you can pick from a group of soldiers, each with their own weapons and special abilities. When you come back, you're actually fighting alongside any previous versions of yourself that have already played through the level. This mechanic adds a ton of personality and a very interesting layer of strategy to what could have otherwise been a fairly straightforward action platformer. The bosses, for instance, are impossible to beat on your first attempt. You have to keep rewinding time and fight alongside a growing army of previous versions of yourself to have any chance of winning. There's a unique sense of strategy that comes with this that makes the game kind of irresistible. Of course, all the nifty time traveling in the world wouldn't be able to save the game if the core gameplay weren't there, but the game controls perfectly, with a really great sense of pacing and a difficulty level that perfectly straddles the line between challenge and frustration. It's a lot more frenetic than your average platformer, but given how powerful the time traveling makes you, it feels just right. The game also has a ticking clock. You're given 60 seconds to complete each mission, though time-boosting power-ups can be found. This does a great job of adding another layer of difficulty and emphasizing speed and efficiency without ever feeling overbearing or overly rushed. I honestly don't think there's a single false note here. Aside from the addictive gameplay, the colorful pixel art graphics are a joy to behold, with each time period you travel to feeling completely distinct. The game is also crammed with so much humor and personality, with tons of little jokes and fun things to look at scattered liberally through each level. I know I'm seriously gushing at this point, but it's delightful. I played the Steam version of the game, dubbed Super Time Force Ultra, which includes the notable addition of the Helideck, a series of short, self-contained levels that feel very different from the main game. More cerebral than twitchy, these levels have a very puzzle-based focus and challenge you to use the time-traveling mechanic in a much more deliberate way than the main campaign. There's so much meat here that this gameplay mode could practically be its own self-contained game. Suffice it to say, I recommend Super Time Force, heartily. If you like platformers, or action, or having fun, there's a very good chance that you'll enjoy this game.